What's up with everybody out there? This your boy, Westside Gregory up here hosting another episode of Raw Radio 513, baby. Now I know y'all wondering why I'm playing this type of music in the background. And I'm gonna let you know why. Cause being lied to is very, 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 very scary. It's very scary being lied to. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring 9 ways to y'all to tell if your significant other, your child, your mother, your brother, your sister, your friend, your cousin, maybe even your dog. I'm gonna bring 9 ways to you to tell if they lying or not. So I want y'all to kick back, really meditate on what I'm saying on here. Now once again, I'm Westside Gregory, hosting another episode of Raw Radio 513, baby. 9 ways to tell if someone is lying to you. Let's get into it, baby.
Hello, welcome to Raw Radio 513. Here is 9 ways to tell if someone is lying. 1. You detect a frown or smirk for just an instant. Microexpressions or facial expressions that last just a fraction of a second can reveal when someone is lying to you. They can either match or contrast their words, too. For example, a person might speak very confidently, but once they stop talking, both corners of their mouth might quickly lower in a frown. This can indicate that deep down, a liar doubts themselves. Their facial expression doesn't align with their story, says Constantine. 2. They keep looking at the exit. When someone's eyes keep falling on the door or on the ticking clock, it can be an indicator that someone is wishing they could escape a situation, perhaps because they're lying to you, says Constantine. You might even notice someone's torso or toes are pointed at the door, she says. 3. It takes them longer than usual to respond. When someone's lying, they're simultaneously juggling 2 stories: what really happened, and what happened according to their lies, says Schweitzer. This takes a lot of brain power, which can result in long pauses and meandering responses to relatively simple questions. A liar might repeat your question, add details you didn't ask for, pause, stammer, or use more filler words and he says. 4. They dodge a direct response. A simple question, what time did you get off of work, should make for a simple answer, 3 p.m. However, if the person answers with, what do you mean? I got off work at the same time, I do every day, pay attention. 5. The theme of the conversation is honesty. Naturally, liars want to convey to you that they're telling the truth, says Schweitzer. One simple way to do that, they think, is by talking about honesty. If someone says, let me be honest with you honestly, or even, I was brought up to always be honest, they might be priming you to believe the lie they're about to tell, he says. 6. They leave themselves out of the story. Liars tend to avoid identifying words like I or we, finds a recent University of Michigan study. Why? They're attempting to distance themselves from an action or narrative that may not be true, says Constantine. 7. They use words you've never known them to use. Liars have been known to change up the vocabulary they typically use, says Constantine. For instance, if a person says that they drove their car home yet called their car their vehicle a few sentences later and you've never heard them say vehicle before, that could be an indicator that they're thinking through their words a little too carefully, she says. 8. You sense a shift in their voice. Usually, you can sense a natural rhythm and flow to someone's speech. But someone's voice goes up in pitch or the pace becomes faster or louder, that's your cue to listen up, says Constantine. A liar's voice might become higher or louder due to anxiety, or, conversely, they might speak more softly, almost like they're telling you a secret, as we naturally conceal and muffle our voices when we're saying something we shouldn't be sharing with others, she says. 9. They can't retell the story. Use what researchers call a reverse order narrative. We find that when asking a respondent to tell a story in forward chronological order, and then again in reverse chronological order, people who are lying tend to report the facts in different ways than people who are telling the truth, says Drew Leans, Ph.D., a senior scientist at Aptima in Washington, D.C., an engineering company that works primarily for military research labs to optimize human performance.